perfectly valid this obsession is. Okay? And this obsession, when paired up with a lot of people who have a lot of mental illness, actually ends up turning into situations exactly like the one that Emaru encountered. Okay? So just remember that. And there are abso-fucking-lutely content creators who egg this shit on. Okay? It's a massive, massive problem. And when content creators actually lean into this in any way, shape, or form, when they lean into this in any way, shape, or form, they normalize this kind of behavior. They normalize the cyber stalking. They normalize, or when content creators themselves do it, like a lot of kick streamers, okay? A lot of kick streamers have basically made it their content to behave like this, okay? Like a lot of smaller streamers that want to make a name for themselves have turned around and made it their literal fucking content to behave like this. And it ends up creating a permission structure where this kind of activity is not seen as freak shit, and there is no pushback, and it becomes a situation that is like impossible to contend with. Okay? There is also a environment of there's an environment of misogyny as well. It's everything. It's rape culture. It's misogyny. It's everything that intersects. Anything for the clip seems to be the norm right now, and it's fucking gross. Yeah. And I think a lot of people forget that, like, the people in front of the camera are also human beings. Okay? I know it comes across as though that is not the case, because you're like, oh, you guys are profoundly fortunate. And also, there is this sense of entitlement where people are like, what do you mean? You wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for me and others like me. You owe me shit, right? You owe me everything. You owe me everything I need to know about your life. You owe me every single thing that I want out of you. And for female content creators, it literally goes beyond where this kind of sexual assault takes place from time to time. I don't want this. I hope the one good thing that comes out of this is that people actually really check themselves and really reconsider what kind of spaces that they occupy and really reconsider how they behave on the internet. Because nobody deserves this kind of, nobody deserves this experience at all. No one. It's so fucking unacceptable. Because I know that for a lot of people, they look at this and they go, whatever, she's fucking rich. It's like, okay, dude. It's insane. You are just trying to justify that kind of behavior, justify that kind of like cyber stalker ass behavior if you ever say something like that. Anyway. This should be a moment of self-reflection. I see people that say that she's the reason why that fan did that because that's how she built a community. No thoughts, just yeah, exactly. Luckily, there hasn't been that big of a pushback of this sort that I have seen in public, because everyone is like, everyone is very frustrated right now about what happened. But if you think it is a crazy thing to say, for the record, yes, it is a crazy thing to say, but you need to understand something, okay? while it is a crazy thing to say, people do say it. Okay? It's a crazy thing to say, and people do say it. Anyway. People have a tendency to automatically hit the victim blaming notes. They love doing that shit. They love insta locking. They love insta locking victim blame narratives. Anyway. Shit account, but the guy just walked out like it's nothing. That's crazy. He walked out of the fucking... That's the guy. He just walked out of the fucking front gates after doing that. That is crazy. Look. Even my wife argued that IRL should be advice this behavior. I had to argue that the lack of accessible mental health benefits and healthcare is a bigger issue. Yeah, dude, no, that's insane. That is insane. Emmer gets attacked at TwitchCon, and there are still chatters in here trying to drama bait.
I give it back. So, seeing meet and greet was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, he's right there.
That was fun.
He just walks past them. Cyber stalking leads to actual physical stalking is what I'm saying. But unfortunately, neither is like, there is no real method of stopping this. Okay? There is no real method of stopping this. We have no legislation. We have no mechanisms of apprehension. It's also not really taken seriously as well. It's really fucked up. Like, it's one thing to just say, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. This is bad. But like, there is an environment, there is a culture on the internet that has tried to justify this kind of shit over and over again. Like, there is a permission structure that we are supposed to maintain as a mechanism of like social enforcement. And I feel like the more vicious we become, the more ruthless we become online, the more people find ways of justifying this kind of behavior. I cannot believe that this person did not actually get, I cannot believe that this person did not actually immediately get apprehended by law enforcement. Like, how are you not arrested? How do you get to walk out of the fucking... Like, you do this to... When you do this to anyone, let alone like a famous person on camera, but just like anyone in general, you should be arrested. And I guess that also... is another... That also was another problem with law enforcement as well. Where they're just like very bad at dealing with this stuff. Yeah, you would be arrested for doing this to a mall Santa. Exactly. Anyway. It's fucking gross. All right. Here's Twitch's statement on it. The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team and, per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We have increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community. It is really important to us that our creators enjoy their experience at TwitchCon and feel safe. I don't even know if it's just like, I don't even know if it's possible. I don't even know if it's possible. And we know that the dude just straight up walked out. And we know from Emru's statement that, like, she did not immediately get looked after at all. Anyway, what happened? I don't know. Lol, I have a job. Emaru, who is one of the top female content creators on this platform, was sexually assaulted at her meet and greet by a random fucking stalker weirdo loser. And then her own personal security actually pushed him and then went to take care of Emaru. And from what I understand, like the last security person that did this at the last TwitchCon that actually held the stalker last time was actually banned from working security at this TwitchCon. And as you can see in this incident, he was able to fucking walk freely, walk out of the doors. Here's the statement on that with Jason.